Hey, this is Troy Taylor with Total Pole Sports. Here with Coach Bald. Monday motivation, life lessons of Coach Bald. What shirt you got on today, Coach Bald?
I think I got old school Stone Cold Steve Austin, baby.
Austin 316. Do you
Austin
remember
316.
when we were kids, and it might have been the first time you stayed over my house, and we got pizza, and we watched the pro wrestling? I think it was WCW. Was Stone Cold Steve Austin, was he in that? Was he stunning Steve Austin?
If it was, I don't recall what event it was. We were. It was such a blessing that your parents would pay for those pay-per-views back then. That was like a really big deal, and you know, it, it was the first time I didn't you'd listen to it and you just see the fuzzy channel, back in the day, and you kind of, you put one hand over your eye and try to get a vision of it, but you'd never see it. But I can't remember if that was a WCW one. I know it was a SummerSlam the one time that we had Jesse Wasaki there, and there was a knock on the door, and next thing I know, Jesse runs out the door and grabs the closest baseball bat. You guys always had sports equipment all throughout the house, so yeah, he just took the nearest baseball bat and took off, jumped in a truck, and we didn't see him for the rest of the day. But yeah, man, that was good stuff. I've always liked Stone Cold. He was one that really went. He really transitioned himself, from the Hollywood blonde to all of a sudden, when he went bald, man, he went. That was when it all changed.
He was a wannabe Ric Flair.
What was that?
He was a wannabe Ric Flair.
Yeah,
he was stunning Steve Austin.
That's right.
Monday motivation.
But yeah,
motivation.
I think one of the things that really helped me, was you need to kind of create your own blueprint, kind of a path that you want to take. And, just for instance, I've been up, and usually the first thing I do in the morning is I'll take a cold shower. Have you ever heard of Hoff Wim?
No.
Okay. He's a guy that he's done so much, and I want to say he's got 28, 30, close to 30 world's record. But he's one of the guys that really believes in the ice baths and stuff like that. And he's really big into nature. He lost his wife and decided to start doing these challenges in ice and in snow, and it was one where it's a lot of breathing techniques and stuff like that. But for me, that cold water, it just it wakes you up really quickly, and it lowers your heart temperature at the same time, and it's one where I kind of start the day with that. And to me, it's just one thing that's not very easy to start the day with, unless you get used to it. And, once I do that, I usually the second thing I'll do is I'll go and I'll drink some apple cider vinegar. I'll have about a half a cup of apple cider vinegar just straight. I'll drink that. It tastes horrible. I don't really put anything in it. People have mixed it with stuff, so that's another thing that I do that isn't the funnest thing to do to start the day, but the health benefits of it, it's worth it. You can check out all the health benefits that it does. It helps with digestion. For me, I feel like it helps flush my system. I'll have that, a little bit of coffee. I do a green tea right after that. Right after the apple cider, I go with the green tea, and that's when I have my coffee. I'll do coffee, and I'll put in some.
What kind of coffee do you drink?
You
like to plug them right now?
Yeah, I have to look at it inside.
I thought it was the butter.
But the butter is the Irish butter, and we'll plug those guys at a later date. I'll take a picture. We'll post those up. But yeah, that's kind of what I do, and I get it in the frother, so it looks all nice and creamy and everything. And after that, I got a quick little workout in. Just kind of get the blood going. I'm gonna get a good workout in today because Mondays are usually days people don't feel like doing anything. So that's kind of when you gotta what the old coach used to do, this number right here, crank it up. You know what I mean? You got to crank it up on Monday to really get your week started. But those are just a couple things that I do. Those are my rituals right there. Like that is like how most people, before they when they get up, they brush their teeth right away and do this stuff. Well, that's all all of that is included in my my rituals. Like it's routine. It's something I'm going to do every day. I'm not going to leave the house or go do any task unless those things are knocked out.
And how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing this for probably, I would say, close to 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 years where, that's kind of the first thing. Like you jump up, you get that cold water on you, and, it just gets a lot of juices flowing. And also, man, I find at nighttime that I will do the same thing. Like before I go to bed, sometimes I will just, a lot of times where we're at, when you turn your water on, it's not going to be coming out hot right away, so you can just turn your water on, get in there, minute, 2 minutes, and it's nice and cool. But, it also helps me go to sleep. You know what I mean? Because I'm the type where
blood pressure.
Yeah, man. I like my body temperature. Like I like feeling cool when I'm going to sleep, man. I don't want to feel hot going to sleep. I just, there's nothing worse than going to sleep sweating. You know what I mean? Did that for way too many years when I was a little guy. But I think what a person has to do is create some good rituals, routine things that really. Like now that I've done those small things, man, I feel like I got so much momentum going into my day. Like I feel like I've knocked out some tasks that were, that I guess some people would call them difficult, but they're just part of my ritual. So it's not difficult to me, but I think I put out, knocked out a couple tasks where I got a lot of momentum going in the rest of the day. Another thing I like doing is,
my guy just commented to Carlos Mitchell. The 757, the number one recruiter in the 757. He is known by Coach Holt as the gangster. He is the man. He coaches at Western Branch, and he is the guy. Virginia Tech, Virginia. This is the guy right here you need to hire. He knows everybody in the 7-5. And he even gave me an honorary 7-5 card. And that means a lot being from a guy from the 804. So, Coach, this is Coach Bald. He's from the 804, but now he's down in St. Pete. And he coached at Lakewood High School with the Griffin twins and Isaiah Wynn and the receiver. What's his name, Kyle?
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, man. You guys better remember that, or he ain't going to take your interview. Yeah, man. That's the thing, man. That's why we do this. Some people do this stuff to, maybe, I don't know, maybe just do it for themselves or for their minds, man. We do this to change kids' lives. We want to be impacts. And the powerful thing about it is we know it works because there's guys like, Howard Bronson, there's guys like Jesse Wysocki, there's guys like Kyle Anderson, Troy Taylor, guys that have done things wrong and, not always done things the right way. And when you can get past those things and learn from them, you can teach kids better. You can see the good in them. We were blessed, like where we had Coach Bland, where he saw something in us that we never did, and we didn't believe in it. But with him being there with us, man, he almost rented it to us to where we would believe in ourselves. You know what I mean? We kind of rented it from him until we got it. And you just want to pass that torch, man. And a lot of kids don't believe it. They don't believe what they're capable of. But when you've been, the places where we've been, and you've seen guys like, like Jesse, all the problems that he's gone through, and now he's he's such a mentor. He's changing lives. He's saving lives. It's an amazing thing, man. You wanna do that as much as possible. So it's really exciting. And yeah, thank you for watching, Coach. That's much respect to the 757, man. I'll never forget back in my days, man, when Allen Iverson came to the Arthur Ashe Center and dunked on the opening tip-off, and about blew the roof off the Ashe Center, man.
He could get us up with Bubba Chuck.
No, Bubba Chuck
right
was
here.
Yeah, Bubba Chuck was the man. Yeah, man. Those days were just golden with sports. Right after that, it was Ronald Curry and Mike Vick coming out of there. That was just such a talented area. And yeah, man, much respect to what you're doing.
Yeah, we got Chris Beatty coming on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
and I actually remember a time when Chris Beatty spoke at the Hampton University football coaches clinic right after Bill D spoke, and he told the coaches that he did not practice running the ball. He played basketball on grass. He was about 25 years old, head football coach. Now he's in the NFL, and those coaches gave him heck. I mean, it was almost like a fist fight in the clinic. Guys were appalled that he was messing around. I think he might have had one run at that time, guard trap. But it was just, he changed the game. Some people change the game. Like Cam Newton said, he never won a Super Bowl, but some people are game changers, like Mike Vick. Michael Vick changed the game. Mr. Electric, Kyle. Newport News. Did you ever spend any time down at the 757, Kyle?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, to be honest. And I had a time where I was just not mentally fit. I did a Virginia Beach trip, and it wasn't a good thing, man. It was where ended up having to kind of just got stuck out there, man. I was just out there. I was just lost, and I just remember my mom scooping me up. I don't even know. I took a bus ride out there, with nothing, and just didn't have anything going on. And she ended up coming to pick me up, and I got in a fight at a hotel, and I was actually it was right where you like the check-in area. It was late at night, and this dude just sucker punched me, and I just grabbed this guy, and I just kind of start mushing him against the ground, like slamming him against the ground. And then when I turn around, I go to throw him out of the hotel. Well, I just had so much emotion and everything that I actually ran my face right through the glass, and it busted the glass and everything. Threw him on the ground. Don't really remember much after that, man. I just kind of remember the ambulance coming and scooping me up, and I remember my mom coming to scoop me, and I remember my eye was just completely, it was all blood, and then you saw the green from the eyes and everything. So yeah, man, scary moment. That was one of my Virginia Beach moments. But that's the thing too, man. My brother, he was in that Virginia Beach area, not seven. It wasn't. I don't think does the 757 extend all the way to the beach.
So Williamsburg, all the way down, man.
Okay, yeah, man. My brother, he's been a military guy his whole life, so he lived off Bird Neck and Dam Neck, and yeah, man, he lived in that way. He's out in California right now. But yeah, man, I just remember all the ballers up there, man, and there was a time too. I think my brother was living up there at that same time that I think was it Oscar Smith? No, not Oscar Smith, but I know Oscar Smith got some ballers. What was the school? The Dolphins that played against Manchester. What was it?
Ocean Lakes.
Ocean Lakes, yeah, man. They had that all-world D lineman that he ended up playing in the league, I believe. He's still in the league. Yeah. That was a loaded team, but yeah, man. I remember. I think Manchester went up there, and that was when they won the state title, I believe. Is that correct?
Manchester beat them on the way to it, but it wasn't a close game.
Okay, got you.
The coach that was at Ocean Lakes is now Oscar Smith.
Is that right? Yeah, man. They built a powerhouse there.
Yeah. Ocean Lakes, the Derek Knighty team, they got beat by Bird in the state championship.
That's right. That's right. That was at Charlottesville, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing is, you got to create your path, and I think creating your path, you can't have a good house without a good foundation. So you have to start in the morning with some good some good characteristics, some good things to do, and then it'll kind of have like a snowball effect on the rest of the day. You got to build some momentum to crush the rest of your day, crush the rest of your week, and just try to get a little bit better. That's kind of the process. You got to create your own blueprint of things, and when you get back to where you want to look at your progress, if you look at your progress, at the end of the year, you might see some changes, but it's a lot different if you check your progress out, every month. You know what I mean? You'll probably see some more gains, but even if you dial it back a little bit more, man, if you check your progress every week, you're gonna really see some benefits. And then if you get to where you can check your progress on a daily basis, man, that's when you can really make some game-changing decisions. You know what I mean?
We just got a text from Scott Wackenheim, who was the head coach at VMI. He turned around VMI's program. I think he had 2 winning seasons in a row. They hadn't had a winning season in 50 years. He just texted me that he's coming on the championship football coaches clinic. And when he was the O-line coach at UVA, do you know who he coached, Kyle?
Was he there with Tim?
Morgan Moses.
Is that right? Wow.
Morgan Moses, and he coached for the Washington Redskins.
Man.
Scott Wackenheim.
That is awesome, man. We're all connected somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are. What
a blessing. What a blessing. After all these years, that Totem Pole Sports, the Championship Football Coaches Clinic, the Life Lessons of Coach Bald, and the Wrestling Podcast have brought us together.
Yeah. I mean,
this guy we're talking to, Coach Bald, the Bald Coach K, Big Daddy Cool. He's kind of like Method Man. He's got many different names. He was almost like a pro wrestler. He was he was a YouTuber. He was an influencer. And look at that. You see your Dolphins out there, man?
Yeah, I fed them last night, so I know they're probably full and taking a little nap, a little siesta. But yeah, it's a beautiful one, man. But yeah, man, like we always say, man, I call my man son because he shines like one.
Yeah, you're the man. You're the man. Anything else you want to say for Monday motivation?
Man, just good out there. Do your best, crush it, whatever you're dealing with. We're all dealing with stuff. We're here for you. We love your questions. Another thing, health is wealth. You know what I mean? Put the right foods in your body. Put the right foods in your body. Don't eat by what tastes good. Eat by what makes you perform, like a warrior, And speaking of that, man, got to give a shout out to our sponsor, man, Cultivate Wellness. Get on there, get you some good products. I had a wise man by the name of Jesse Wysocki told me, I believe it was something like, eat food like it's your medicine, or one day you'll be eating your medicine like it's food. And I thought that was very powerful. The stuff they're putting in our foods, it's ridiculous. It's banned in so many other countries. So make sure you're eating, proper. You cannot put water in a jet and think that thing's gonna take off. You got to put jet fuel in there.
Yeah.
So Yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you, Coach Taylor, for having me, and thank you, Totem Pole Sports, for watching us and believing in us, man. We love you guys. Please comment. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, the Gram, wherever you can find us, man. We're here for you guys.
We'll be seeing y'all soon at 8 o'clock. We got strength coach Dan Mullins coming on.
Yeah, get him,
y'all
Coach.
later.